It was the year 605 BCE. The holy city of Jerusalem lay under siege. Babylon, the mightiest empire of the ancient world, stood at our gates, and with it, the end of our independence as a people. I am Ezra, a young scribe of Judah. My life, like the life of my people, was forever altered that day. We were defeated, not just by an army, but by the decree of the Most High, who had warned us through his prophets of this judgment. Among us were the brightest and most promising of Judah's youth, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, descendants of noble families, now prisoners bound for Babylon. I, too, walked among them, unsure of what lay ahead, but determined to record all that I saw. Babylon, majestic, immense, and teeming with life. Its splendor was unmatched, a city designed to proclaim the glory of King Nebuchadnezzar. But beneath its beauty was an empire bent on erasing our identity and faith. From the very beginning, Daniel and his friends stood apart. Their faith in the God of Israel did not waver, even in the shadow of Babylon's idols. And so began a journey that would reveal the power of their God to kings and nations. The events of Daniel's life unfolded in the heart of the Babylonian Empire, a crossroads of cultures and power. Babylon ruled over lands stretching from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean, a beacon of human achievement and human arrogance. But Daniel's story is not just about kingdoms and kings. It is about the sovereignty of the God of heaven, who reveals mysteries, humbles the proud, and exalts the faithful. This is the story of Daniel, a prophet, a servant, and a man of unshakable faith. Through his life and visions, I came to see the hand of God at work, not only in the affairs of nations, but in the lives of all who trust in him. The road to Babylon stretched endlessly before us. With each step, we left behind the ruins of Jerusalem, the city of our God, and entered a world we did not know. Among us walked Daniel and his 3 friends, young men of noble lineage, chosen for their wisdom and skill to serve in the courts of Babylon. Babylon, majestic and imposing. Its walls, as tall as mountains, proclaimed the might of Nebuchadnezzar. The Euphrates flowed like a silver vein through its heart, and its streets were alive with the commerce of 1,000 lands. Yet, beneath this splendor was a darkness, a city devoted to false gods and oppressive power. For Daniel and his companions, this was not just a physical exile, but a spiritual battle. In this land, their faith would be tested as never before. Upon our arrival, we were given new names, new clothing, and new lives. Daniel became Belteshazzar, Hananiah, Shadrach, Mishael, Meshach, and Azariah, Abednego. These names meant to honor Babylonian gods, sought to erase their identity as servants of the Most High. The king decreed that we should eat of his table and drink of his wine. But Daniel would not defile himself. He asked for only vegetables and water, a bold choice, one that could have cost him his life. Daniel's request was met with disbelief by the other captives and suspicion by the overseers. Yet, after 10 days, the difference was undeniable. Their health and strength surpassed all others. Even the Babylonian officials marveled at their wisdom and discernment, and they were granted favor in the king's court. God's favor was evident. In every matter of wisdom and understanding, Daniel and his friends were found 10 times better than all the magicians and enchanters in the kingdom. Their faithfulness to God brought them honor even in a foreign land. Though exiled, Daniel's faith remained unshaken. His resolve to honor God, even in the heart of Babylon, marked the beginning of a story that would echo through the ages, a story of unwavering faith, divine wisdom, and God's sovereignty over the kingdoms of men. The king awoke, his heart racing. The dream was vivid, terrifying, and unlike any he had experienced before. Its meaning eluded him, and with it, peace fled from the mighty ruler of Babylon.
I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit is troubled. Tell me the dream and its interpretation, or you shall be torn limb from limb, and your houses laid in ruins."
O king, live forever. Tell your servants the dream, and we will give its interpretation.
"No, you will tell me the dream itself and its meaning. If you cannot, you are frauds, and your lives shall be forfeit."
The wise men pleaded, but the king's fury grew. A decree was issued. All the wise men of Babylon were to be executed, including Daniel and his companions. When word reached Daniel, he sought out the captain of the guard and requested time to interpret the king's dream. That night, he and his friends prayed fervently to the God of heaven for mercy and wisdom. In the night, the mystery was revealed to Daniel. He rose with praise on his lips. Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his.
No wise man, enchanter, or magician can reveal the mystery the king has asked. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. He has shown King Nebuchadnezzar what will happen in days to come. You saw a great statue. Its head was of gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. A stone was cut out, not by human hands, and it struck the statue's feet, breaking it into pieces. This stone became a mountain and filled the whole earth.
Daniel explained the statue. Each section represented a kingdom: Babylon, the Medo-Persians, Greece, Rome, and the eternal kingdom of God, symbolized by the stone that crushed all others.
"Truly, your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings. He has revealed this mystery to you."
The king exalted Daniel, making him ruler over the province of Babylon and chief of all the wise men. At Daniel's request, his friends were also elevated to positions of honor. But Nebuchadnezzar's humility was short-lived. Pride took root again, leading to one of the most extraordinary displays of God's power yet to come. Despite witnessing God's power, Nebuchadnezzar's pride swelled. One night, a troubling dream shattered his peace. The king called upon his wise men, but none could interpret the dream. Finally, Daniel was summoned.
My lord, may the dream apply to your enemies, and its interpretation to your adversaries. The great tree is you, O king. Your greatness has reached to the heavens, but because of your pride, the Most High has decreed that you shall be driven away from men and live as a beast until you acknowledge that heaven rules.
Daniel urged the king to repent and show mercy to the oppressed. Yet, the words fell on deaf ears.
"Is this not Babylon the Great, which I have built by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?"
The mighty king was humbled, driven into the fields to live like an animal. For 7 years his mind was like that of a beast until he lifted his eyes to heaven.
"Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt the King of heaven, for all his works are just, and his ways are right."
Nebuchadnezzar's story serves as a testament to God's sovereignty over the mightiest of kings and kingdoms. After Nebuchadnezzar's death, Babylon's glory began to wane. Belshazzar, his successor, ruled with arrogance, ignoring the lessons of the past. In the midst of their revelry, a mysterious hand appeared, writing on the palace wall. The king's face turned pale, his knees trembled, and fear gripped the court.
"Whoever interprets these words shall be clothed in purple, wear a gold chain, and rule as third in the kingdom."
None could interpret the writing until the queen remembered Daniel, the man who had served Nebuchadnezzar with wisdom and insight.
O king, the Most High God gave your father Nebuchadnezzar greatness, but when his heart was lifted up, he was humbled. You, Belshazzar, have not humbled yourself, though you knew all this. Many, God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. Tekel, you have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Perez, your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians.
Daniel's words hung heavy in the air. That very night, the prophecy was fulfilled. While Belshazzar and his nobles feasted, the Medo-Persians infiltrated Babylon. By morning, the city had fallen, and Belshazzar lay dead. Thus ended the reign of Babylon, a kingdom that once ruled the world, brought low by its pride and defiance of the living God. After the fall of Babylon, the empire passed into the hands of the Medes and Persians under King Cyrus. The city, once the heart of Nebuchadnezzar's power, became a province of a new kingdom, but Daniel's story was far from over. Daniel's wisdom and integrity did not go unnoticed. Under Darius, he was appointed as one of the 3 governors overseeing the vast Persian Empire. His reputation for honesty and discernment brought him favor, but also envy.
We must find a way to remove Daniel. His loyalty to his God makes him vulnerable.
Let us craft a decree that no one may pray to any god or man except the king for 30 days.
Unable to find fault in Daniel's conduct, his enemies sought to use his devotion to God against him. They devised a law that would place him in direct conflict with the king's decree. Knowing the decree had been signed, Daniel continued to pray to God 3 times a day, as was his custom. His faith remained steadfast, even in the face of death.
May your God, whom you serve continually, deliver you.
The king spent a sleepless night, tormented by guilt and fear for Daniel's fate. At dawn, he hurried to the den.
Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God delivered you from the lions?
O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths. They have not harmed me, because I was found blameless before him and before you, O king.
The king's joy was immeasurable. He decreed that all in his kingdom should revere the God of Daniel, the living God whose kingdom will never be destroyed. Daniel's faith and wisdom continued to shine in the Persian court. Through him, the God of Israel was proclaimed to kings and nations. Even in exile, Daniel's life was a testament to God's sovereignty and faithfulness. His story was far from over, for his visions would foretell events that would shape the future of the world. In the first year of Belshazzar's reign, Daniel saw a vision. 4 beasts arose from the sea, representing 4 kingdoms that would dominate the earth.
I saw one, like the Son of Man, come in with the clouds of heaven. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. His kingdom is everlasting and will never pass away.
Daniel's vision foretold the rise and fall of empires, culminating in the eternal kingdom of the Most High. In the 3rd year of Belshazzar's reign, Daniel saw a vision of a ram and a goat. The ram, representing the Medo-Persian Empire, was overpowered by the goat, symbolizing the kingdom of Greece under Alexander the Great.
To understand, O Son of Man, this vision concerns the time of the end.
The vision foretold the rise of a powerful ruler and the eventual division of his kingdom, paving the way for events yet to come.
We have sinned and done wrong. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. Delay not, for your name's sake.
77s are decreed for your people to finish transgression, put an end to sin, and bring everlasting righteousness. From the issuing of the decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the Anointed One comes, there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens.
Gabriel's words revealed the timeline of God's redemptive plan, pointing to the coming of the Messiah and the eventual destruction of Jerusalem. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, Daniel saw his final and most detailed vision. A great war would unfold, but God's people would ultimately be delivered.
Many will be purified, made spotless and refined, but the wicked will continue to be wicked. Blessed is the one who waits and reaches the end of the 1,335 days.
The vision revealed the final victory of God's kingdom, a future of hope and restoration for all who remain faithful. Daniel recorded all he had seen, knowing these visions were meant not only for his time but for generations to come. His life and prophecies stand as a testament to God's eternal plan. Daniel's life was a testament to the sovereignty of God, from his humble beginnings in Jerusalem to his rise in the courts of Babylon and Persia. His unwavering faith shaped the destinies of empires and revealed the eternal plans of the Most High. Through Daniel's visions, God revealed the rise and fall of kingdoms, the coming of the Messiah, and the ultimate triumph of his eternal kingdom. These prophecies, fulfilled and yet to come, remind us that history is in his hands. Though Babylon lies in ruins, Daniel's story endures. His life speaks to all who face trials, reminding us that faithfulness to God transcends time, culture, and circumstance. Empires rise and fall, rulers come and go, yet one truth remains: the God of Daniel reigns over all. His kingdom is everlasting, and his dominion endures through every generation.
Thank you for joining the time traveler on this journey through history. If you found this story moving, insightful, or worth remembering, please take a moment to support the channel by clicking the like button. It helps more people discover these important stories. And if you'd like to see more documentaries like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Together, we can keep these stories alive for future generations. Your support means the world. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.